So by now you're in week 3 and we're going to be covering the values, ethics, and relationships. So let's start off with talking about engaging the buyer, really involving the decision maker and making that process and becoming more successful to close those deals. Only with customer value will this happen. So we'll talk about that as well as ethics and customer relationships. The keys to effective sales dialogue. It's a step-by-step process. So you see 6 steps here, and we'll talk more about those in week 3. We'll also get the term checkbacks or response checks familiar to you. These are these things like confirming and evaluating based on your listening skills, which we talked about last week. Creating customer value, that's something we're definitely going to be talking more about, as well as ethics. Here's an example of an ethical dilemma that we'll be discussing this week, and perhaps you've faced something similar in your business career thus far. We want to make sure that you have understandable and interesting sales dialogue. Think about yourself. How would you like to be spoken to? We'll also be covering something like objections and the reasons why they're normal. By anticipating and negotiating, we can handle the sales resistance. We're going to learn about why prospects raise objections, the types of sales resistance, and how to use LAARC, which is a process to negotiate buyer resistance. We'll give you some recommended approaches to respond to objections. The major categories are listed here. No need, maybe it's a product or a service objection, a company objection, a price, or a time factor. Next, we should talk about commitments. What are techniques that you can use to get commitments? And this is a twofold step, building goodwill as well as adding value. They really go hand in hand. And a salesperson is only as good as their service strategy. You need to know this. So thanks for listening.